Imagine a huge factory where people sit in front of a camera and pretend to live a happy and dreamy life. But in reality, their conditions are so terrible that it's hard to believe. So I'm talking about the online streaming industry in China, and you will be shocked when you find out what really happens there.
Some of you have beautiful features, so we will go the beauty route.
These girls work in small, cramped cubicles with no windows and minimal space. Why? Because they are part of a huge conveyor belt, and they are trained to sit for 6 to 12 hours every day in front of a camera selling goods, singing, dancing, and chatting with random people, and perhaps in the most depressing offices in the world, often for only $120 a month. Although in China the minimum wage is $300. Therefore, a salary of $120 is a clear violation of labor laws.
When Jean, he first came to work for us, she received a minimum wage of $120, and now she receives donations of $30,000.
In each booth, there is an agent who dictates how they should look and behave to attract the attention of viewers. Do you live here every day? Yes, I live here, because there must be a man here. They demonstrate their talents in front of the camera, but in ordinary life, they are quite naive. These girls must constantly outdo themselves to receive tips from the audience, which often consists of lonely men who are trying to buy attention and entertainment with virtual gifts. Only 0.01% of them can achieve real success and earn from $30,000 to $40,000 a month, while others remain in the shadows, receiving meager salaries for hard work.
Check out another one of my favorites. I'm so happy here. Income is generated through direct donations from fans. Thank you for the generous gift from Mr. Honey. Now I'm only $10,000 away from becoming a level 7 fan.
Influencer of a company or incubator into an influencer, focused on increasing sales and generating large income. In China, most consumers do not trust traditional advertising. Therefore, such bloggers have become a reliable source of information. And more Chinese companies are advertising mainly through them.
They stay here and train for 1 to 2 months. Some may need more time. During this time, they work in more than 20 stream rooms in our office. Subsequently, we can set everything up for them to stream at home, after they meet our standards after training.
Their goal is to turn young girls into bloggers using plastic surgery and training camps. To understand why influencer farms have become so popular, you need to look at the online shopping industry. The entire marketing strategy is built on live streams, where streamers demonstrate products that viewers can buy in real time. Many of them specialize in specific platforms, such as direct sales on Alibaba or streaming platforms, where they sell their own product lines.
Every afternoon, we organize dance or music classes. Some of them have started live streaming. Some are experienced streamers who hope to improve.
This phenomenon has long been widespread in South Korea, China, Indonesia, and other Asian countries. Since 2022, live streaming has become a multi-billion-dollar industry. It's already a huge business, generating billions of dollars. But back in 2023, when it became even more popular, people started talking about it as something negative. We spent a lot of money training them. Now I feel like the live streaming business is similar to the growing show business. All these so-called models undergo plastic surgery to one degree or another.
If you're striving for improvement, double eyelid surgery is the first step.
Few people in the West have heard of the company Ruin. But in China, it has become one of several influencer incubators that have changed the face of e-commerce in the country. This company is located in an ordinary high-rise building in the industrial part of Changzhou. There are influencers there called Calls Chi, Opinion Leader, and Wang Hong. What does online stars mean? They work 8 hours a day creating content. There are hundreds of thousands of these Wang Hongs who constantly publish, promote, explain, and recommend various things several times a day on dozens of platforms. Hundreds of employees respond to customer inquiries, handle logistics, and edit photos for countless Ruin stars. The live streaming e-commerce market in China has grown by 280% and reached $170 billion. With 172 million active users, that's more than the population of the United States, Brazil, and Indonesia combined. China has the largest social media market in the world.
I feel pressure because more and more pretty girls are joining us. Because I know others are much prettier than me. I have to work harder to get notice. Lele Tao, you're the best.
According to the latest data, there are more than 15 million professional streamers in the country, but most of them earn little. Only 2% of streamers receive 80% of all income. The rest barely make ends meet. Top streamers at the top of the industry benefit from significant market influence thanks to their high viewership. Meanwhile, ordinary streamers struggle with empty studios. I put significant effort into building an audience. I often receive minimal compensation for this. There is chaos on some platforms, and some streamers deceive viewers by selling counterfeit goods. An example is the story of 21-year-old Liang Shaman. She was sentenced to 11 months in prison and fined 80,000 yuan for deception. She made up a story about being an orphan, living in poverty, and forced to work in the fields. Liang filmed more than 500 videos depicting herself in difficult conditions. She began selling local delicacies, evoking sympathy from viewers. She amassed nearly 4 million subscribers and earned more than 10 million yuan. But it soon turned out that her videos were staged. She also recruited an army of bots to create the illusion of popularity. Investigations revealed that her parents were alive and the house in the video was fake. Her team also manipulated comments and sales to create the illusion of popularity. Sometimes the story of getting rich through live streaming is overly encouraging many young Chinese to try to find happiness in this industry. I agree with the survey about what young people are currently focusing on in terms of employment. 62% of 10,000 recent graduates surveyed said they are considering new careers, such as internet celebrity or live streaming. And if I suddenly become famous, I could earn enough money for life in a few years of work. With this thought in mind, many young people are trying their luck. At night, under a city bridge or in a corner of a market, these streamers stand. Men and women sit, singing and dancing alike. Their eyes are focused on their mobile phones. They pay no attention to the people in the circle. On the banks of the Xiangjin River, at 1 o'clock in the morning, you can see incredible things. Some streamers wash their hair with soy sauce, and some simply roll on the ground. Such scenes take place on the streets of Changsha, Huangyan Province, where hundreds of streamers work until the early hours. They gather in groups, creating a circle of light under bridges to conduct their live broadcasts.
On bad days, if I stream for 8 or 6 hours, I can earn 10 yuan, 50 yuan, or 40 yuan. On good days, I can earn 500 to 600 yuan, or 300 to 400 yuan. That's generally normal. Of course, not every day is that high.
Many people are wondering if the streaming industry is really so profitable that streamers are forced to go outside. One local streamer admitted that too many streamers work indoors. The market is oversaturated. She cries, saying it's too cold, and sometimes she can't stand it when the temperature drops to 0. But in order to earn more money, she is forced to work at night. Another streamer said that people often look at them with disdain and ask why they stream at night. Therefore, they choose locations away from residential areas. This activity has attracted the attention of authorities. According to Jimmy News, last April, Guilin police began cracking down on violations related to street streamers. This simply drew more attention to them. Some streamers gained over 10,000 subscribers in just a few hours of broadcasting and earned over 50,000 yuan overnight. However, industry insiders say that street streaming seems to be a low-barrier industry with high incomes. In reality, very few people make significant money from it. Many believe that this chaos with live streaming indicates rising unemployment in China. The pandemic and conflicts with the U.S. have forced foreign companies to leave the country, creating job problems. People at the basic level of society are in crisis. However, for the Northwest, where unemployment is rising year after year and migration is increasing, streaming is one of the few low-threshold, high-paying professions that young people can find. Taking advantage of the platform's traffic bonus, Northeastern streamers can earn an average of 10,000 yuan per month. Becoming a star influencer seems very cool and lucrative. The popularity, glamorous lifestyle, and high salaries attract many. According to data from the Chinese company Tencent, 54% of students choose a career as online celebrities. A company like Ruin is looking for young girls who will appeal to their audience.
Our goal for Qin he is to develop it to a first-class level. The live streamer have high hopes for her.
For example, Vaya, who was supported by the Zeni incubator, became very famous with more than 80 million subscribers, and she sold goods worth $8 billion on Taobao. But the authorities deleted her account and fined her $210 million for tax evasion. In today's internet age, young Chinese people live entirely digital lives. That's why there is a market for a variety of performances on the internet. There are also more than 1.5 billion short video accounts in China, which means 1 in every 100 people is a streamer. Major platforms upload more than 80 million videos every day.
Today's lesson is a journey into the world of rich people. I'm sure everyone here wants to increase their income. Encouraging rich men to visit your broadcasts more often. Some of you have beautiful features, so we will follow the path of beauty. Others of you are not so beautiful.
To stand out from the crowd, big eyes, small mouths, and sharp chins. Some luxury brands like Gucci have started using virtual influencers. These digital models wear the latest collections from brands and look just as impressive as the real ones. Imagine you are scrolling through streams on Taobao at 4 o'clock in the morning, and there is really life in full swing. When most people are asleep, many streamers present products and give out discounts in these early hours. They are artificially created clones of real streamers. Thanks to modern technology, they can create realistic avatars, voices, and movements. This thing imitates a real person. Because it changes the way streamers work, they can broadcast live 24 hours a day. Streaming is now the main marketing channel for brands. In China, influencers on Taobao and other major platforms can sign large contracts in a matter of hours. The most popular of them can sell billions of dollars worth of merchandise overnight and become true stars. But training streamers, their maintenance, and setting up their equipment are expensive for small brands, so automating this work is much cheaper. It's clear that these digital streamers can't compete with e-commerce stars, but they are generally capable of replacing average influencers. Content creators, whose videos were used to train their AI clones, are already feeling pressure from digital competitors. It has become harder to find a job as a streamer. The average salary in China has decreased by 20% compared to 2022.
This is our Gina, a cool biker who is also fashionable.
Virtual influencers are becoming more beautiful for luxury brands because popular guys and girls behave dishonestly and spoil the brand's image. Take, for example, the 23-year-old Japanese girl Erica. She does not at all resemble the influencer whom the Italian brand Gucci used in its marketing campaigns in China. Erica is an artificially created robot, Developedio's Ishiguro, director of the Intelligent Robotics Lab at Osaka University. She can speak using a voice synthesizer, but hasn't yet learned how to make facial expressions. In the world of influencers, there are interesting differences between Eastern and Western audiences. In America, for example, authenticity is more valued, even if the content is scripted. In other countries, people prefer simple and straightforward content. That's why 24-hour streaming shows are so popular there. In East Asia, specifically in China and Korea, people often see influencers as part of a larger community or family. That influencer not just a person, but a representative of a shared way of life. Viewers feel like they belong to a community united around the influencer. When we train our streamers, we tell them to treat fans like family. This trust and loyalty helps increase sales and promote products. I probably spent over $15,000 on Lila. She's like a superstar in my mind. China isn't the only place where this happens. With over 900 streaming platforms and nearly 560 million potential viewers, the industry thrives on loneliness. This isn't just a Chinese issue, it's a global problem. In the context of globalization, when it seems like we've all become closer, we actually become even more lonely. These streamers who are trying to achieve success, viewers who crave attention, but receive only an empty illusion. This is just part of a greater tragedy.